most marriages are between people that are 5 years apart. Gay community, straight community, pretty much just 5 years apart. It's freaking cold out here. Well, it's not too cold. It's gonna get colder. But as I was saying, most marriages are between people that are 5 years apart. And half of all marriages, probably even more now. I haven't checked the statistics for 2018 or 2019, but when I was growing up, the divorce rate was certainly climbing, and I've heard recently that the divorce rate was climbing, and I would say that still about average, the marriage only lasts 50% of the time before a divorce. So age proximate relationships, 5 years, separation at most, 50% of them in a divorce. We don't see a lot of our 10-year age gaps like my mom and stepdad, or 8-year age gaps between my dad and stepmom until like the second or third marriage, and those marriages seem to be stronger because they've made their mistakes and they know what works and what doesn't. And it never really ends up like chick and dude get divorced and like chick marries younger guy, dude marries older woman, and then that marriage lasts for like 30 to 50 years. That hardly ever happens. It's usually the opposite direction. After a divorce, my dad's been married 3 times, my mom's been married twice, my stepdad's been married 3 times, and my stepmom's been married once. It seems like by the second or third marriage, dudes have realized that they need an age gap with their wife in order for it to be functional of around 10 years or more. When you look at the telomerase evidence of dudes between like 40 to 55 giving stronger telomeres and greater health to their children, and women between 18 and 24 giving stronger telomeres, longer telomeres and greater health to their children, it seems like biologically that age gap would produce the best children, because men and women go together anyway when it comes to breeding. So those two things would go together anyway, like peanut butter and jelly. And you look at the universe itself, and it's built upon an intergenerational pattern. Planets are younger than stars, and stars are younger than the universe. Moons are younger than planets. The life is younger than the planet itself. So there's like this intergenerational thing. There's spaces between the stars. There's spaces called black holes. There's a lot of like zeros in cosmology and physics and mathematics, where there's like a placeholder which we call zero. A lot of like emptiness between cells and other cells and parts of the cell, and like the electron and the nucleus. So there's a lot of gaps in the universe between things and other things. So it does seem like within even the Fibonacci sequence, there being like a progression of larger and larger gaps, that those two combinations, a greater thing and a lesser thing with a gap between, Generation X, skip the millennials, go to the Zoomers, would be sort of like a star-to-star gap pattern between those stars. And you look at the divorce rates, and you look at like the stronger children that would come from that pattern. It all sort of makes sense, even when you look at like mammals and how like the graying dogs and monkeys and things, especially within mammals, the older male tends to attract a perimeter of younger females. So there's that. The thing that astounds me the most about most men is how quickly they just tune out their girlfriends. There's actually 2 things that astound me the most about dudes. The first is how quickly they tune out their girlfriend, even their wives that they've been married to, they're newlyweds, or they've been married for like 30 to 40 to 50 years. They're just sort of tune out their wife after like 5 seconds or 5 minutes. Like the longest a wife can ever really talk and a dude pay attention is like 5 minutes, unless there's like money to be made and it's like a business thing. Between like a marriage and a couple, the dude usually tunes out his wife within like 5 seconds to 5 minutes. You know this from your own experience of just your own life. And you know this from your own experience of observing and walking around, looking at other people, how quickly dudes will turn out their significant other, if their significant other is a woman. The second thing that astounds me the most about men is how a lot of guys in their relationships will just sort of monologue with their girlfriend or wife right there without asking her how she's doing, and the chick isn't even paying attention, and the dude's just sort of rambling on and on and on. I've met so many guys that do this, and I've been guilty of this too. It seems to be like a problem most prevalent in younger dudes than older dudes, because older dudes, you know, they don't really ramble on as much with their girlfriends, because, especially if the girl's younger, because like they're getting better sex. And they're more concerned about her well-being, because they don't want to lose something so beautiful and precious that they'll listen. Like, that's how I am usually with like my girlfriends now. I haven't had a girlfriend in 8 years, but like 8 years ago, I was like in an age gap relationship where I was a younger male. And even like with friends or acquaintances that I met in college, like, a woman says anything, and it's like not a teacher I'm paying attention to anyway, but like when a chick, a student, is paying attention to something and like maybe talking about something, it doesn't matter who they are. It's like I'm hanging on every word because I want to know everything about what they have to say. Of course, some misogynist dudes will chime up and say, well, women rule the world because we wouldn't be on the quest to make so much money and to have so much power and influence. It's their fault for having such great pussy that we have to make all this money to impress them. Which to me is like blaming the black people for slavery because their skin is brown. Just shut the fuck up if that's you. You know it's just bullshit, so why even run your mouth on that? Women do not run the world. Men have been in charge of the power structure of this planet since the dawn of civilization. Civilization, city building, has been around for 200,000 years. What I'm saying here is dudes really need to start paying attention to women in general, but specifically their specific others, because or their significant others, because if they're going to act any kind of like misogynistic, somebody these days is bound to point it out more often than like 30 years ago, and your relationship will be fucked. And you'll try and try and try, but if you just run your mouth and wait for the woman to say something, instead of like asking how she's doing, and then you start rambling on as soon as you ask the question, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing great. Just ask how she's doing, wait for a reply, and then respond with more questions. You're gonna have better luck. Just try it out. Or like maybe not monologue with your chick, because your chick is, unless your chick is paying attention to you. If you're just like monologuing and your chick's not paying attention, don't even monologue. And pay attention to every word your woman says, because that's going to help you more often. Fortunately, you're not Generation X. You don't have this information to help you from creating stronger telomeres in your children. And you're not me. Just date me. You would understand what I'm talking about. If not, well, screw you. If you're hostile towards me, I don't like you anyway. So don't even try to flirt with me. That's the thing with like so many people these days. They'll flirt by being hateful. And I'm just like, you missed your chance. I will say that too. Like I've said that. Like women would say, hey, what's up, bitch, to me. And I'll just be like, well, that's the end of you. And then I'll walk on, or I'll say it on Facebook or something, and they'll be like, I'm not really interested in older men. I'm more interested in men my age. And I'll just say, that's fine, and block her, because I'm not here for the shit. And even when they start getting it, if they were in Spokane and they were like, well, okay, you now I'm curious, then I would continue talking. But if it's like somebody that's would be an LDR, or somebody that's far away, and they're just like pitching shit to see if it gets my goat, I'm just going to say, well, that's fine, and block them. They're not in Spokane. I don't really care to continue a conversation with a hater. Fuck all that shit. But if I was with you, I would pay attention to you. Even if we're just friends, I'm going to pay attention to you, because women are suppressed and should be heard out by somebody other than some chick. Why can't dudes just pay attention to girls? I don't understand that logic, why they can't. Get a hold of me on Instagram, LucasWerner79. You know, any kind of hate or bullshit thrown at me, block. Don't friend request me if you have a boyfriend. So many people have made that mistake. I don't hate you, I just don't want you near me. You can love somebody without wanting them near you.